Blessings, guys. This evening I'm going to be demonstrating to you and actually doing a ritual. I already started part of it, the first part. It's going to be a very long ritual. It's going to be to remove or break up a toxic relationship, narcissistic relationship. It's a very, I guess you could call it white magic. I see all magics as the same. I'm like colorblind because magic is magic. You're using energies to get what you want. So people might want to call it white or green or red or whatever. It's just spell casting to me. So this is to remove and to break up a toxic relationship. What we're gonna need here is because there's several, like it's gonna take a month to do this. Okay, you're gonna need this is just a mock paper because I already put in the names of the people here. You're gonna have two of these papers, okay? One for each of the people. The one that you love, I just used black on this one, but the one that you love or the one that is nearest to you that you want to remove from the toxic relationship is going to be written their name, their birthday, and their star sign, if possible, in red or green, any other color than black. And then the toxic person, you're going to write it in black. Same thing, name, birthday, star signal. You're going to need two kinds of salt. Here I'm using sea salt, and I'm also using a blend of black lava salt along with my own creation of black salt that I have at the shop. Again, a lot of things have not been uploaded, but y'all just have to ask for these things, all right? This is black salt prepared for this kind of work. It's not to be confused with the witch's protection salt. That's for protection. This is not. So we have our salt here. We have about a half an inch, about this much of salt in the bottom. Then I put both names in here, one on each side. Okay, do not you need to remember what side is what, because what we're doing is salting the relationship. We're just salting it. Okay, this has to be done. There's no prettier way to do this. There's no nice way about it. It's got to be done like this. So we have about a finger's worth, a half an inch of salt underneath. I then placed the target here, the one I want to remove, the narcissistic person. Then I placed the victim over here, the one I want to break away from this person. So they got to be separate, okay? Now you can see a little gray on this one. I did that for a purpose so that I know where my narcissistic person is and I don't get mixed up with this one over here. Once I have this salt placed here, I'm going to take the other salt, the black salt, and I'm going to place it above here in an X form, okay? Remember, they got to be two different salts. This is sea salt. This over here is black salt and also Hawaiian black salt mixed with my dark black salt. So I'm going to make an X. So let's see if I could do this while I'm holding the camera. It's not so pretty, but it's gonna work just fine. So you see that? We have our little X here. Doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Don't stress too much on it being beautiful or perfect. Magic spell casting is very messy. Okay, let's make enough. An X, there we go. We have our X right there. The next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to take my black little needles and I'm going to put it on the four corners of my work here. And I'm breaking the bondage that has been going on here for a long time. Toxic relationships are like that. The narcissistic person looks for someone that is weaker and it drains the fucking life out of them, okay? So that's why we're doing this here. Now, the next step I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be lighting my tea light candle here. All right? I'm going to use a match to turn it on. I already have a candle here, and I'm going to turn it on. This working here has got to be done for a whole moon cycle. We're in the waning moon phase right now, which is perfect. I'm going to keep working this thing for a whole moon cycle. Every day I'm going to do this tea light. Now, after a month, what I'm going to do, this is why I have this paper here. In a month, when I'm satisfied, I'm going to pull this guy out of here, the victim. I'm going to pull him out. So I'm going to dig in there. I suggest you use gloves because you don't want to get any of this salt on you, because it's now going to be a salt job, okay? A curse or whatever. Just don't wear gloves when you pull it out. You're going to pull him out, or her. You're going to get around. So I'm not doing this right now. I have to wait for a month for this guy over here. But this is what I'm going to do afterwards. I'm going to take him out or her out. And I'm going to place it in another round dish. Okay? I'm going to take white salt. And I'm going to go in the circular movement around and underneath. So there should be a layer of salt here. This is going to be on top. I am then going to take, and this is after a month, guys. I repeat myself, after a month. I'm going to take my bay leaves and I'm going to go all the way around in a circular motion. So there's salt. Then there is my victim, the one that I'm trying to help, on top. Then we have the bay leaves around in a circular motion. I will then take another tea light and I will place it on this right here. And I will do that for 3 days. Once I've done this ritual for 3 days, I will then take the bay leaves and my paper and place it aside. I will then take this salt, flush it down the toilet. Then I'm going to take this, put it back into my safe dish. I'm going to put some of my witch's alcohol, which I showed you guys how to make the fire water, or just plain alcohol if you don't have it. And I'm going to burn it. Okay? The other salt's going to get flushed down the toilet. This stuff right here, I'm going to save in a dish. And I'll tell you what to do with it next. So like I said, it's a lot of steps here. I'm trying to go as slow as possible so that you guys understand. So I already did this ritual, right? I've already burned the ash, the bay leaves along with the paper. And its ashes. I already flushed the salt down the toilet, right? Let's move this aside. For this guy over here, it's still working right now, so I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to do the same thing almost. So I'm going to remove what I have on here, like the tea lights that I may have built up here. I'm going to take out all the needles here, and I'm going to throw them away. I cannot use them again. I am then going to take the salt along with that name in there, and I'm going to place it in a dark bag. It could be black, gray, as long as it's black. I'm going to tie it tight, and then I'll do it again in another bag to make sure it doesn't leak out. And I'm doing all this with gloves. You should do all of this with gloves. I'm then going to take this batch here, and I'm going to take it. If I could find like a river or a lake near a church, that's where I'm going to go. And I'm going to go leave it there. I don't want people getting mad at me saying I'm going to throw it into the fishes, because I'm not. I'd probably just put it to the side in a corner near the church. That's all I got to do. I'll then come home and wash my hands of this. That's what you will do with yours. Remember, guys, narcissistic relationships are very hard to break. So you need to be compassionate to the person, and you need to understand that there's no nice way also to break up a couple by saying, well, I want to be nice about it, whatever. You can't. We're breaking up a couple here. Whatever situation it may be, even if it's to help the person, we're doing that. We got to put that intention into it. You got to have patience. Guys, it's not like the movies. This is not Harry Potter. It's not Hollywood. Magic, spell casting, whatever the hell you want to call it. The witchcraft, whatever the fuck you're comfortable with calling it. It takes time and it takes patience. You're not going to get results. I mean, sometimes you do in hours, sometimes in days, sometimes months, sometimes years. But how much time do you want to put into something? You know what? So you need to know that you're going to be well invested into working a situation that may take longer than one time. Do not lose hope. Be persistent. And sometimes you got to fix certain things that may be blocking the situation. Why is it not moving forward? Well, look at yourself and check out your spell work and see if you're lacking another spell work. Because 100%, like 98% of the time, you need more than one work to get something going. You can't just do a honey love jar to reunite a couple when you got to do a whole mess of other things like clearing and unblocking and removing people or whatever. So analyze your situation. This is what I told my students. Analyze your situation and see what other things you need to do to get where you want to be. Be realistic. All right, guys? It may take longer than one casting. It may take longer than a month, 2, 3, 4, a year. It depends on what you're doing. And there's times that it just flies by like easy, breezy, cheesy. You just get what you want. All right, guys? So please know, come into this realistically. Don't expect Mary Poppins to come out or Harry Potter or anything like that and you're going to get what you want immediately. Sometimes you do. But guys, if you're going to go the route of spell casting, have patience. That is key. Many blessings.